It's your boy Underdog Crypto, and it's another cryptocurrency video. Before I get started, I gotta give you a disclaimer. You know I'm not a financial advisor, and this content is for educational purposes. So if you're not here to learn, then you have the wrong channel. Make sure that you get that I cannot give you financial advice. But let me tell you what I am. I'm a few things that you need to know about. I am a certified digital currency investigator. I'm certified as an expert in cyber investigations. I'm a certified trainer. And with all these things put together, I help give you information that's not biased, but based on fact based research. And today we have a conversation, and that conversation is about that new cryptocurrency executive order. Now we are rocking. Now, what am I talking about? Just a few weeks ago, Biden orders a cryptocurrency study as traders await new regulation and legislation. Now, this is from an article from March 9th, 2022. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, take a quick listen to a short overview about what's going on.
Today, President Biden finally unveiled that executive order on crypto everyone was waiting for, what it means for crypto investors, and how the order puts new pressure on the Fed to explore a digital dollar. Crypto prices soared overnight. Everyone's talking about that executive order. President Biden's directive calls for agencies like the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve to ramp up research into regulating crypto in the U.S.
That was Kate Rooney, and she was talking about this new executive order. If you haven't heard, an executive order from the president, what was it about? It was about getting regulation to understand this space a little bit better. Now, there's a few things that you could take from this conversation. I'm going to summarize them for you here. Three things you need to summarize from the information that she was talking about, Kate Rooney. The president on that day of Wednesday released an executive order directing agencies in the federal government across the whole board to coordinate their efforts to regulate cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. Now, if you didn't know, 16% of American adults have invested and traded and used crypto. And the president believes that there needs to be a comprehensive plan if the government is going to look at cryptocurrencies, to look at the risk and also the opportunities. But let me tell you, that was in 2022. But you know what's so interesting about that? How was it that I discussed this with you way before 2022? And this is what I'm talking about. Logos Alpha is a individual that was a guest that spoke with me about cryptocurrencies and how this is going to change everything from an investment standpoint. But they talked about something very specific that I think you will find of interest, and that was on 10/20/2021. Remember that date because the cryptocurrency executive order didn't come out until this year, just about a month ago. Now, check this out, what he said at that time. I'm going to play this for you, and then we're going to get right into it.
We talk about war, then we have to talk about information, because war is won with the proper information disseminated to the proper person at the proper time, right? And without information, you can't even wage war, not a proper war. So the lack of information causes you to war against yourself. But with the right information, you know exactly what target to hit at exactly what time. And that's what the market is. And when we talk about crypto, we're talking about the market. We're talking about going from the POTS, plain old telephone system, to digital voice over IP. Now, when the internet came out and the .com came, everybody said, oh, it's just a fad. They said the same thing about the idiot bots that we call the TV now, right? The program with all the channels. So when we're really talking about this war on wealth in World War III, now that we're out of the chains of bondage, we can get out of the mental box of bondage. Crypto, to me, represents an opportunity for me to do for my generations what others have done for their generations since the beginning of time. And so, again, we go back to information. And to wage war, you don't only collect information, right? Because disinformation can be a problem. You got too much information. You have to not only collect the information, you have to discern the wisdom from that information. And then you have to disseminate that information to the proper place at the proper time.
2021, Los Algos talked to me about this piece and interestingly talked about the information, cryptocurrency, and how it's connected, how wars are won. Well, you might think that's not related about this cryptocurrency bill, but let me tell you what truly prompted this change in mindset with the federal government. And here it is right here. This was from March 31st of 2022. Months later, Biden executive order, Ukraine war presents U.S. lawmakers an unprecedented crypto learning opportunity. This is the thing, folks. This was going to happen. But the thing about war and information, it's all about timing. We saw this happening when Bitcoin was being taken down in some of the Asian markets, banned. And in other parts of the world, companies and also countries started adopting Bitcoin. This is about economic stability and about strategic advantages, and you need to get that. But right now, there's a very positive sentiment about cryptocurrency, and it's now being proved to you by the federal government asking a coordination of these events. Now, I'm going to go through that. Here's some things you need to know. On February 26th, the Ukrainian government began accepting crypto donations as it defends itself against Russia's invasion. On March 9th, the White House issued an executive order directing federal agencies to coordinate their approach to the sector. Now, are you seeing that, folks? That in February of this year, a country in need that not even a part of NATO started receiving funding through cryptocurrencies. And then just a matter of weeks later, the federal government made its first chess move in this place. So it's starting to look into the opportunities. Because you see, when money is at the core of anything, you have to understand how it can be used to hurt you. And you also got to understand how it can be used to benefit. And the president has put in place the wheels that are going to start turning to make sure that we as a country can be strategic and continue to have the economic powers that we have. The American dollar, if it suffers, makes everyone suffer. And the plan is to look at how this may or may not be in cryptocurrency a way to further strengthen our position economically. Now, I'm going to go a little bit further with this. The openness of crypto benefits. This executive order, which many crypto advocates are looking at, was first restrictive environment for digital assets, but now has welcomed the industry to engage with lawmakers to develop clear, straightforward policies to address crypto's unique qualities. Now, that is going to be huge. Now, the false narrative, we need to know, we call it FUD in the crypto space. What's the false narrative that's been stated? Russia invaded Ukraine, and they have witnessed two crypto narratives arise related to sanctions evasions and crypto donations. The first, which is getting significant attention in Washington and has yet to be proven, is that Russians are using cryptocurrencies to avoid severe economic sanctions by the U.S. and other countries who have opposed Russia's attack. Now, federal regulators and investigators have been adamant that sanctioned Russians are not using crypto to avoid sanctions at scale. 1 week after executive order was signed, the Digital Asset Sanctions Compliance Enhancement Act was introduced to allow the president and add a non-U.S. based crypto companies to the sanctions list if they support sanctions invasion. So the false narratives are here. They're saying that, hey, Russia is avoiding economic sanctions in this war with Ukraine by using cryptocurrencies. But that's been shown to not be true on a large scale. Surely somebody's doing it, I'm sure, but not in a large enough scale to make a significant difference. And then they create this act, which is called the Digital Assets Sanctions Compliance and Enhancement Act, which will sanction any digital company that's not participates in any type of event that would circumvent the economic sanctions on Russia. Now, folks, in conclusion of this, what does that mean? The cryptocurrency industry is now alive, folks, and we're going to approach a very unique time with regulating cryptocurrency, and that is the task, the risk, and the also benefits. I've been telling you for over a year that there are three main areas that you need to think about in the crypto space. I told you that the legalities and politics is important. You have to consider that when looking at cryptocurrency projects. I also told you about cyber aspects. And look at it now, protecting your digital assets is another thing you need to think about. And then lastly, I told you about the little niches. You know, the things that bring together projects, not the big projects like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm talking about telecommunications. I'm talking about transferring of assets, KYC, know your client. These are the areas, the little tiny things that matter. As we move forward with our cryptocurrency and reviews and cryptocurrency knowledge, we have to also evolve. If your mindset is still stuck on when Moon, when Lambo, you're going to miss the bigger picture. This is a time for you to truly start to educate yourselves in this area. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. That's what I got for you in season 2. We are about learning, knowledge, and growth. And I'm going to keep bringing you this great content. If you're trying to get to me, folks, you can find me here on Twitter at Underdog Crypto 1. Please sure that you like, subscribe to the channel so I can get you this information. I hope that you enjoyed everything, folks. And until next time, this has been your boy, Underdog Crypto.